Welcome to another deep dive. Today we are unpacking a really misunderstood topic for solo consultants, which is automation. I know for me, I usually hear the word automation and I'd instantly picture, this intimidating wall of complex code. I just assumed I'd need to hire expensive developers.
I wasted an entire year on that exact false mental model. You kind of just assume automation is strictly for massive tech companies and, well, you end up doing hundreds of hours of manual work for literally no reason.
Which is why our mission for you today is to break that assumption completely. You do not need to be a developer. I am certainly not one. We want to help you shift your identity into becoming a system builder instead.
To be a system builder, you have to understand the core difference. A developer is basically out there manufacturing the raw bricks from scratch using code. But as a system builder, you aren't making the bricks.
You're just arranging them. You use visual tools like Zapier, where you literally just drag and drop blocks so your email software talks to your calendar.
Let me push back on this a bit from my own consulting experience, though. If I use these visual tools to completely automate my lead, capture what we call the top of the funnel, doesn't that create a really robotic experience?
It's a huge fear for a lot of people just starting out.
Because you risk alienating the exact people you were trying to build trust with right at that crucial first interaction.
My personal rule to solve that is you automate the repetition, but you show up for the relationship. You aren't removing yourself from the relationship at all.
You are just pulling yourself out of the identical initial delivery phase.
Because that repetitive initial welcome happens every single time someone enters your world. The actual strategy, the nuanced conversation that still gets your full human presence.
So if we aren't writing code and we are preserving the human element, how do you actually decide which tasks go to a system and which ones stay on your plate?
I run every task through 3 practical filters in my own business. First, I ask if it's repetitive. Like, does this happen multiple times a week with the exact same inputs?
The second filter has to be personal judgment. If a task requires actual strategic thinking, like a client session, you obviously hold on to it.
The third filter is the real paradigm shift for me. I ask, what is the cost to my business if this task doesn't happen?
That turns automation from just an efficiency hack into a reliability layer. Humans get busy and forget things, but systems do not have bad days.
Applying those 3 filters makes it incredibly obvious where solo consultants should start. I always point to 3 essential automations. First, follow-up sequences.
They're the absolute biggest time sink in any one-person business.
You just write 3 to 5 emails once in your own warm voice, and the system delivers them on a schedule. The second one is scheduling.
Getting rid of that endless back-and-forth email ping-pong by just sending a booking link saves days of wasted time.
And the third is content distribution. You create a piece of content once, and the system automatically triggers it to publish everywhere.
Those feel like really small tweaks, but the math shows they easily compound to save 8 to 10 hours a week. Beyond the time save, the psychological shift is just profound.
It is a massive relief.
Waking up in the morning to see that 3 leads were followed up with overnight while you were sleeping, it completely closes the biggest vulnerability of a solo business.
So here is your direct action step for today. Pick the most repetitive task you do 3 times a week. Write out the exact manual steps.
And find a visual tool to automate just one of those steps today. You don't have to build the whole machine at once.
Just start with one single step.
As you map that out, consider this. If your entire operation stops the second you step away from your laptop, are you actually building sustainable practice, or did you just create a very demanding, highly fragile job for yourself?